Once upon a time, a Felicity and her partner Peter put an offer on a house without seeing it and got contractor quotes to come fix it without seeing it, and are now here on the property. That's the barn in the distance that is now completely overgrown with vegetation. Here is the shed, which unfortunately is not in good shape. It's a shame we can't save it because it's really cute. The yard is definitely uneven and very overgrown, and there's stuff everywhere. That is the beautiful tree out front, and then this is the house. So this is the newer chimney that we are leaving on the back of the house. You can see the back of the house. Let me move around a little bit here. The back of the house was not given the same paint job as the other three sides of the house, so we're having the back of the house resided and repainted. They can't take the chimney off without doing structural work, so we're not going to have them do any structural work. The board there is the door to nowhere in the kitchen, and then the basement entrance is down there. I'm not going to walk around the back there because I am wearing shorts like an idiot, and there may be some poison ivy and stuff on the property, so I am not going to be wandering around the back of the property. But you can see there's beautiful, beautiful flowers in bloom, and beyond that tree line is in the back of the barn, that's where the stream runs to divide our property, and then this stream line back here is more or less, and you can barely see through the trees there, that is the restaurant behind us, and that is the next property over. So let's take you into the house. There's a lot of work to do on this yard. It is not at all level. There's this gravel, you guys can see it here, the different kind of vegetation. There's a gravel channel, stream, spillway or something that goes down here from the roads. I don't know, it feels like that was built intentionally at some point in time. So let's take you guys now up. So this is the house. We are saving the porch, which I'm pretty thrilled about. It's in pretty decent shape, except for the boards, and it's settled. I mean, that pillar obviously needs to be changed, but generally, other than the settling and the boards, it's in decent shape. It certainly needs some TLC and some paint. Electric line coming in. There's literally a branch laying on the electric line, which is one of the reasons that we're having this electric line buried, because I just don't want to deal with that. And also, we're upgrading the electric line so that it can handle some of the high efficiency alternative energy stuff. That is the house across the road. Hello, house across the road. There are a lot of trucks that go down this road. Peter's not thrilled about that, and I understand that. So there is, kind of walking through the very neglected road, there is a bit of cement here. I don't know how far this goes out into the yard. I guess as it goes out a little ways because it's easier to walk through in there. But like there's crap there. I don't know what that is. And so then here's the porch. See if we can lighten up there we go. So this, unfortunately, this maple tree right here is the one that I believe the tree surgeon said needs to be taken down because it's starting to rot from the inside out, which is unfortunate because it is the big thing between us and the road. But we can probably put a row of like lilac bushes or something up here, which would be marvelous. We do have a mailbox. We weren't 100% sure of that because we are starting to do checkout procedures and closing down utility accounts and stuff in Tulsa, and they've been asking for our next mailing address. So it's good to know we can get mail here. I don't know if this works because the electric, of course, is not currently turned on, but I kind of hope it does, even though it's sort of randomly placed in the front yard. So yeah, so this is the porch. It does sort of bend a little bit under one's feet, not in a I'm gonna fall through way, but definitely in a I've seen better days sort of way. So there's a door there, which we have not opened yet. And then there's what would have been the formal front door here. And then, yeah, and see the whole, everything up here needs to be repainted after it's done. And then we come around the north side of the property. There's some rhubarb, by the way. There's some rhubarb here, and there was also some rhubarb earlier. So there's some rhubarb out and about the property. This is the view from the north, and these are the steps going down to the north side of the property. I have no idea if there was ever a pathway underneath there. Presumably, yes. You can see the barn a little bit better from up here. This is the little bump out that is the kitchen. And in fact, given the kitchen is from the 80s, I'm wondering if this is actually an extension. Again, the sellers haven't told us anything, but that would make some sense because that roof is about 40 years old. And so that, yeah, that's the plan. Definitely has been taken over by birds at some point. The whole house smells like old house. The neglected kind of old house. It smells like walking into a, if you've ever been to like a living history museum and you get that old house smell when you walk in, that is currently what it smells like. So the kitchen is actually a lot smaller than it looks. When you do a pan, it looks like this wall goes on forever and ever and ever. But actually, I mean, it's a good sized kitchen, but it's not huge. And so there's quite a lot of counter space covered with stuff at the moment. This is the door to nowhere that you saw in the back of the property. So this wall is maybe, let's see, I'm 5 foot. I think that may be 7 or 8 feet. So it's a pretty good wall, but there's no pantry in here. So one of the things that we're still working out is we had thought we would put like a shelving unit in here and put a lot of our kitchen gadgets on it, like the dehydrator and the air fryer and the juicer and, you know, all that stuff so that we can keep this area free for prep work. But if we do that, and we can put some pantry below it, but that means everything is below eye level. And so we're trying to work out maybe where the pantry will go. Interestingly enough, there are a couple of Christmas things still in the house. So I don't know, whoever was here at Christmas just decided not to go with it. These windows are the only modern windows in the house, the ones that are here in the kitchen, and the kitchen is one of the few places that has grounded outlets. We did find a grounded outlet upstairs. Okay, friends, back after a few hour delay for lunch and the talk with the general contractor, and that was really good, and we'll get to it. So we're going to keep this room a mudroom. It's the only mudroom currently built on the house. It is on the north side, which is a little bit unfortunate because it's about as far away from the driveway as you can get. But if we are going to go out into the yard, this is a great place to come and go from the yard. So, keeping the mudroom. There's a bunch of doors and screens and stuff. Hopefully something fits somewhere. This is all going to be redone, of course, by our general contractor, which is Awesome Sauce. And then we had some really good conversations about what we're going to do in here. So this fridge is currently starting to mold a little bit, which is unfortunate, but not entirely unexpected. But it's a nice fridge, so Peter said to keep it, and we're going to scrub it out. And then they're going to plumb the dishwasher into one of these cabinets. So when we do get a dishwasher, that cabinet will disappear. We're going to keep that area underneath the cupboards for the small kind of electronic stuff. And then James is going to build us, James is our general contractor, is going to build us a butcher block counter that comes up to just short, 1 brick short of the molding here. And then underneath that, we're going to have drawers for the buckets of bulk goods that we're keeping and for a couple of the appliances. And then originally, this is a hallway, and that's the bathroom there. However, we need a pantry, and so we're going to close this in and close this in, and this space here, which is about, 3 feet wide and about 5 feet long, this is going to be a pantry. It's going to be a really narrow pantry. It'll be a pantry, and then the back of the bathroom will be here, and the shower will be here, and the toilet and things, and then there was a door there that they were going to frame in, and that will be the door. So we're not going to be able to circulate through the whole house. This will be blocked, but that will be a pantry and the bathroom. These are the steps downstairs. I'm not going to take you downstairs because frankly we've already been downstairs once, and the birds have moved into one of the rooms down there, and I don't really want to disturb them. You can already hear them. So this is the hallway from the kitchen. So that right now, and this is the doorway to nowhere. So that right now is a hallway through to the rest of the house and the bathroom. That is going to become the pantry. And then to get to the rest of the house will be this hallway here. And I actually kind of think for the moment I'm going to leave I know it looks really, it looks really bad on the video screen, the color of the walls. I promise it is a really pale yellow. It is not at all that disgusting yellow color. I'm going to keep the border up here. I think it's cute. I like it. There's no reason to take it apart. So here we are in the main hallway. So the kitchen, again, is here. It's going to have a butcher block counter. These are the stairs to go upstairs, which we will do in a bit. And then here is the doorway that they sort of framed in. We're going to have them do this again. What's interesting about this, though, is you can see all the different layers of the house. So here is the lath and plaster that's on these really old, super sturdy boards. And you can see up there that that was going on up there, too. And some of this stuff is really like horsehair plaster stuff, some of the really old stuff, which is crazy pants. So this is the bathroom. And then this beam here, which runs all the way over there and all the way through here and all the way through this room, is a load-bearing beam. So that beam has to stay, and it has to stay supported. So basically we're going to divide the house in half. So on this side is the bathroom and the pantry and the kitchen, and this room, which is the room that we think they had listed as the 4th bedroom, which we are going to use. It's probably a formal dining room is what it was originally. We're going to use this as our book room and our our board game room and stuff like that. So that's what's going to be done. Honestly, aside from fixing all the walls and the ceilings and stuff, there's not a lot of structural work being done in here. And we have asked the contractor. The contractor has kindly agreed to go through and clean out all the crap that's in here, except for stuff that we want to keep. And we are going to keep this shelving unit because it is really perfectly placed to be in here. But see, there's a ton of lumber, really good usable lumber here. We did touch, so then we walk into the great room, what we're calling the great room. So again, bathroom on the left, stairs to the upstairs, kitchen, and then the mudroom is there, and the formal dining room is here. This is what we're going to call the great room. This is where the drum set currently lives. And this view is the view out towards the lake. That view, I show you this. This story is a story above ground. So this is 2 stories tall, whatever this is, which is pretty, but not necessarily great. There are some dead rodent bodies in here, which I'm finding particularly gross. Yes, so this is going to be the great room. So this will be, the stove will be here, basically. The new wood stove will be here, which, as you can see from the ceiling, is where the old stove was. That's where the old chimney was. So we're going to put the new one pretty much where the old one was. We talked to James, our general contractor, today. Let me zoom out so you can see here. This wall here is not a load-bearing wall up until this point here. And so we're going to have James take out this wall so that this is all one long, beautiful room from front to back. So this will be the front half of the house. Sorry, the south half of the house will be all this one room. And then we're going to use this door here, which it turns out does open. We weren't sure. This door here is the closest door to where the driveway is going to come in. And so we are going to use this three seasons of the year. This is the front door. And then in the wintertime, when we absolutely need the mudroom, we're going to go around the back side. The problem with this as the front door and permanently is that you walk right into the room. There's no closet here. There's no place to hang your coats. There's really nothing here. And so 3 seasons of the year, that's probably not bad. In the winter, though, that's going to be a problem. So yeah, so that's it. And then this great room, again, we're not doing a whole lot other than clearing it out. Some of the stuff that's in here we're going to keep. Interestingly, like this big book of kombucha was sitting around, which I'm going to keep. And then there's a bunch of framed pictures and like this. So there's like this framed picture in here. Most of the stuff in here is pictures of landscapes, although there are a couple other pictures of people. And then here too, like this binder, I guess, is mostly pictures of things, but like there's pictures of people in here. I don't know who they are. I don't know if they're labeled on the back. So anyway, we're going to keep this bin. Basically, what we told James is that when we close, we're going to come through here and we're going to put all the stuff that we want to keep in one space. that is easily movable, and then he can take out everything else and get rid of it. And some of the things he's going to get rid of, like we might keep this table in the corner, stuff like that. So this again is the front of the room. It is rather noisy. I mean, the trucks do go by at 50 miles an hour. We have semi trucks going by. Part of that is because we have the doors open. Part of that is because the door to the basement is open. And by code, the door to the basement needs a door, and the basement will also be sealed. So that will make a difference. And then, of course, the windows will be the super fancy double pane windows, which will also help cut down on the noise. So that should be okay. What else are we doing in this room? I think that's it. So again, this will all be a solid wall. The bathroom will be over there. This will be the back of the pantry here. And then this door will be taken off, and hopefully one of the doors that's lying about will fit the frame here that goes into the basement. So that is the plan. One of the things I didn't show you guys, because I don't want to go back down to the basement, there are a ton of empty glass canning jars in the basement, which is great. Peter and I have been wanting to get our hands on some, but not wanting to spend any money on some. So hooray for that. And like those 2 cast iron pots we might keep. A lot of the stuff in here, though, we're going to get rid of. And then let's go upstairs. Up the stairs to the upstairs. And I love, so the floors are in really good shape. We don't have to do a whole lot with the floors. There is one place under the linoleum in the kitchen that needs to be fixed. I love this color green, you guys. I don't know if you can see it. It looks teal when I'm looking at it now, but it's this really pretty green color. Wow, yeah, that looks teal in the light. It is not, it is green. But this needs to be replaced. It's not high enough to be up to code, so that's going to be replaced. This is the first bedroom that you get up to, and it's the one Peter can just barely pass under here without hitting his head. This is the room that we're probably going to put the stuff that we're keeping in. Again, there's some very nice wood in here. There's a hammock in here. Probably not going to keep the ottoman. We might keep the table. But this also has a view. Now, when we were here, when our friend was here 2 months ago, you could see the lake out here, but now that the trees have all leafed out, you cannot. And eventually we would like to clear some of those and keep it clear so that there's a view down to the lake, but that will be a future project. That whole yard is going to be a whole adventure in and of itself. So this is tentatively scheduled to be my office. I really like, let's see if I can get a good picture here for you. Yeah, I really like the molding up there, not the molding, you'll see this bit's dirty in the corner. I really like the trim up here. I really like this wallpaper actually as well. I'm kind of curious to see if we can get it, because obviously like there's a place here where it's peeled away to what was underneath it, and there's a place here. So it needs to be repapered. This is the walk-through closet. This is the only closet upstairs. This is the walk-through closet between here and the master. Eventually, this is the place that we would like to close in and make an upstairs bathroom. But right now, that is not an option. Monroe Smith, something New York. I just noticed that. But right now, this is the closet space, so that's fine. And there's a bunch of stuff in here that needs to go. So back out to the landing. The room that's right here then, when you get up to the landing, we're thinking this might be Peter's office, and there's some stuff in here that we'll be keeping, and a lot of it that we won't be. But like this little table could be really cute. This little cabinet thing could be really cute. Interestingly, I kind of love this. I think it's meant to put like tea lights and stuff on. I kind of love it, so we'll probably keep that. And then also, I don't know that I'm super keen on the Christmas tree stuff, but in here there's some glassware, and this is a cake stand, which I have never had before. So some of the stuff in here we're probably going to get rid of, but the cake stand I'm going to keep, because why not? It is warmer up here, and I see there's a dead bird, a fresh dead bird. That is unfortunate. Yeah, because things are getting in downstairs and can't figure out how to get out, so that's gross. But you can see here, there's like 3 different kinds of wallpaper, right? There's the really nice wallpaper that is in the other room as well. And then there's like up there in the corner, let me see if I can show you. Up there in the corner, there's that kind of mosaic pattern, and then underneath it is this blue. So you can see there's at least 3 different layers there. So yeah, and then it has a view over the north of the property. And then this is the other hallway, some old speakers with the wires cut off, a very old antenna. This is what's left of the chimney. So they took the chimney out on the ground floor, but they didn't take it out up here. And what they did at some point was build a cupboard into it, which is interesting. So I mean, we're probably going to keep that. This is here because that is how you get up to the attic, which we are not going into because it's not finished. And then here is the master bedroom. Again, the colors appear a little bit darker on film than they do in real life. It's kind of a mint green is not right because it's duller than that, but it's kind of a very pretty green. It's actually, the walls in here are the best walls all upstairs, and I really love this border. It has butterflies on it, which I absolutely adore. And I think those might be forget-me-nots or something. It's beautiful. Beautiful, 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 except for, of course, this patch here on the ceiling. And we're probably going to keep this electric wood stove, electric fake wood stove. But yeah, there's some boy stuff in here. One of these things here in the pile is a pair of Calvin Klein's underwear, which we are not going to touch. It's a bunch of CDs in the corner. We are probably going to keep the bed frames so that we have a place for guests to stay. The mirror I would like to keep because I think it's really pretty. Probably that one too, although I'm less interested in that one than this one because it seems to be in good shape and it's quite cute. So, you know, just stuff to figure out if we want to keep or not keep. I think there's a wine rack in the basement as well that we need to figure out if we want to keep or not keep. So that is the upstairs of the house. We're not going to move this. It's a weird place to put it. It's up over the door to what will be Peter's office, most likely. And James thinks they probably put it up there to hide a hole in the wall. And I had the same thought as well. And so we're just not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. So let's take you downstairs and show you a little bit of what we're going to do outside, because that has changed since this morning. There's a marked temperature difference when you come down the stairs. It is a lot cooler down here, and it's cooler still in the basement. So the other thing that we are trying to figure out is the driveway. So we'd like to keep this tree. We're pretty sure this is the tree we're keeping, and the one in the front of the house is the one that's kind of rotted through. So the question is, because of the grade here, it's a pretty steep grade for a driveway, but the question is, can we keep this shed? Now, originally we were thinking we would have to pull down the shed because everybody said it was unstable, but James says he thinks he can save it. And honestly, it's a cute little shed. It looks adorable. Obviously needs some work. So if we can keep the shed, there's a lot of lumber out in the barn in the back of the property. So we are using that lumber in a number of places, but if we can keep the shed, Peter and I have talked about wanting to have a place to put, you know, garden stuff and whatever. And we are going to have a carport built, but that was basically going to be a one-car carport. So if we can save the shed, I think it could be really, really cute. But the question is there enough room in this area to put the keyhole driveway and also keep the shed and also put a pad and a carport? And I don't know about that. And James, our general contractor, is awesome, but is not the person doing our driveway. So that question still remains unknown. But I think that's it. I'm trying to remember, you guys, if there's anything else I should be filming. I'm sure there's stuff you're going to ask about that I forgot to film. And I apologize in advance for that. It is what it is. But please let me know, what questions you have, and we will do our best to answer them. So, yeah. Oh, I guess overall thoughts. Peter and I are let me switch this around. Oh, wow. That is super close. All right. Let me figure out how to hold you so that this is far away. All right. Peter and I are super excited about the house. We spent lunch at the vineyard that's half a mile up the road, and the gal who was serving us has lived here in this area for, I don't know, probably 20 years, and she was telling us some great stuff about the neighborhood. We got really excited about all the different vineyards and wineries and things like that. We're going to dinner this evening at the restaurant next door, so we're going to get a chance to meet Karen, who is the owner of the restaurant, and also has a house on the property, which is the house that you can see on the other side of the tree line, because her property backs up on ours. And yeah, I mean, it's, you guys, I'm sorry for the weird zooming in and out. Let's see if we can find a spot that doesn't do that. It's a heck of a lot of work. Even after the contractors do a lot of the heavy lifting, like that yard, we're pretty much, other than, you know, brush hogging it and clearing it out, the yard needs, it's uneven, it's got rills, it needs, even the yard alone needs so much work. And there's so much stuff in here that we're not having them do. There's a lot of painting, a lot of redecorating, like all that stuff that isn't essential to move in and isn't essential for the certificate of occupancy, and the bank doesn't require. This project will take us years and years and years. But that's okay. That's what we were hoping for. We were hoping for a house that we could live in forever and make our own and work on bit by bit, because we don't have the money to just buy something beautiful. And the place has really good character. It needs to be aired out. It needs to be cleaned. The rodents need to be gone. The birds need to be gone. Like, all of that stuff needs to be gone. But once that is done and it's framed in, I think it's going to be a great house. And I was trying to figure out how we would use 1,700 square feet, because the house is 1,700 square feet without the basement. But honestly, I think we're going to find that we have enough stuff to put in here, and it's not going to be that big of a challenge. So yeah, we're very excited about it. We're hopefully a month away from closing. Hopefully by the time we're looking at this in a month from now, that's not going to be the most cringeworthy, oh, if only they knew statement, but it's true in the moment. We're a month away from closing, and I can't wait to be in here. I can't wait to be in here and give this house, because it does have good bones, which is something that we were told and everybody has said, and we didn't not believe them. It's different when you're here. This place has character. It has history. It's very frustrating that we don't know what that history is, but it has that history. And so we're hoping to find it. We're obviously hoping to give it some love. And so, yeah, we're very, very excited about this and really think that we made the right call. And that, I mean, that's the best you can ask for. So I'm going to sign off for now. We need to go get ready for our dinner reservation and put on something a little bit nicer and lock up. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tour.